Hi, I'm doing a Mad Hatter's hat tutorial. The hat is made out of paper and glue. The hat itself is 10.5 inches tall. If you count the accessories, it's a little bit closer to 12 inches. From here to here, it is 11.5 inches. Yours might be a little different. But here we go. I'm going to set this aside. I have not glued down my accessories yet, so they were kind of flapping around. Alright. You're not here yet, but you will be in a minute. You will need to measure your head. And you need a bowl a little bit bigger than your head. And then you need a bowl even bigger than that. You will eventually see why. Alrighty. You need 2 sheets of cardstock that are 12 by 12, scored at 3/4 of an inch, 3 3/4 of an inch, and 11 1/4 of an inch. Once you have them scored like that, place it up here, and every 1 inch up to that 3 3/4 of an inch line, score at every inch, 1, 2 through 11, on both sheets. You guys are going to get me in all of my glory because this is a one-take deal for me. It was way too much preparation for me to have to redo this, so you guys get the mistakes and all. Just preparing you. You tape that together, you line them up. Actually, this is the part that really needs to be taped. From this 3 3/4 of an inch line, this way is what really needs to be taped. Actually, this didn't need to be taped at all. It's going to be a cut line anyway. Forget I did that. So you have tape from here to here. This is what you are going to take and wrap around your head. Wrap it around so it fits kind of snug like a hat. Not to where it's cutting off any circulation. Not that you could cut it off there, but this is where you're going to get the shape of your head. This is important. Okay, what did I do with my... Oh, there's mine. Granted, this is when I was figuring out how to do this. This is the shape of my head. But once you figure it out, actually let me figure it out now. Once you figure it out, then you are going to tape it. Make sure it's squared off, guys. Double check it before you finish taping it. It's a little loose. I've only made one of these ever, so you're going to have to bear with me. And I try to get out all the kinks beforehand, before having to make the video, but Okay, that's the shape of my head. Now what we're going to do is cut up to that 3 3/4 inch line. And you just follow the score lines, those 1 inch score lines that we put there. This is just going to, actually I guess it probably doesn't even really matter, but I'm going to go the other way. Did as much as I could so I wouldn't have to do all this stuff on camera. Make this video as short as possible, but still cover everything. Yes, see, almost forgot a whole other side. I didn't really want to have to do this with my scissors, but I'd rather use my paper trimmer. It's easier on my wrist. But this is faster. Definitely not neater, but faster. I don't know why it kind of reminds me of the chef's hat at this point. But what we are going to do now is figure out alrighty. Okay, this little thing fits in the center here. You make it as round as possible and you draw around the circle. I have a template already because I already did this. So I draw my head, and then I take the largest bowl and center it. Actually, my bad. I take the largest bowl and center it. Draw my circle with a pencil. And then I take this and center it on that circle. And draw it again. And you cut that off. Take your scissors, trim around. Alrighty, what did I do with that? Right here. And then you take an X-Acto knife and you go around this circle. This is going to be your brim for your hat. I'm not a huge fan of using X-Acto knives. They scare me. Very sharp. Sorry guys, I would have done this off camera, but Wanted to make sure you guys really got the gist of it for those that are new to crafting. Hopefully I don't need that anymore. Alright, that's my head. Let's pretend that came from there. This is the brim. Okay, this little actually, forget that. Let's go to the next piece, which is the top of the hat. That remember, there was one in between your head, the bowl, and then there was the bigger bowl. You want that smaller bowl. You want to trim it out. This is going to be the top of your hat. You want it to be wider than the bottom of your hat, but not wider than the brim. You can see there. All right. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. It is a little bit confusing. Alrighty. Set this aside for now. Oop, don't want to lose it. Yeah, I do have a bit of a mess going on here because I do have a bunch of different piles. Alrighty. This 3/4 inch line, you're going to cut about every 3/4 to 1 inch. And it's going to look a little bit like a fringe up to that 3/4 inch line. I'm not trying to be exact. This is good enough. Go all of the way around. Ooh, I'm losing here. Kind of fold them down. Alrighty. Take that brim, put this in there. What we're going to do is we're going to glue these down right here. And I just used any old cardstock. Ooh, what did I do with my glue? Good question. There it is. I'm going to use some quick dry glue. What did I do with my pin? Another good question. There it is. Sorry guys, but put in a little dab on every single piece, using Scotch quick dry. Alrighty. Make sure you're pressing up on the brim at the same time that you're pressing down on the little fringe. See here, pressing up. Actually, I just want to get it to stick just a tad so I can eventually set it down. Alrighty. Down. And then press around here. Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, I know the paper's making a lot of noise. Sorry. Oof. Definitely need to put the sorry. Alrighty. And here goes the top of the hat. And actually on here you have those 3/4 inch score lines. Fold your paper on those. It needs to be folded on those. Ooh, forgot a strip. Hold on. Some overlap right there, so I'm just going to cut it off. Just that little overlap. Alright. All of them are folded. So what we want to do now is kind of stand it up like this. Take the top of the hat, fold it up to get it in there. Actually, my bad. I was supposed to put a little bit of glue on all of those. Try to remember which one you put glue on first, because you want to go around in a circle pressing on the one you did first. You don't want it to dry out before you get to it. Trust me, I've done that already. Okay, a little dab of glue on each little tab there. Put this down. Hoping you guys can see this. And bring these in. Oop. Try to make them spread out evenly. If they're not perfect, that's okay. Try to get the folds flush with the edge of the top of the hat. Okay, when you get it as close as possible, get in there and burnish. Sour this a little bit. Some of them didn't stick. So, take a little bit of glue, pinch down. And go around and pinch on all of it. I'm just pinching like this. I hope this is a good enough angle. I wasn't quite sure how to record this. It's kind of tall. Alrighty. There you have it. You have a hat. Oop. Oh, these are the overlap. Let's get those off. Hang on a little bit, see if anything comes loose. If it does, now's the time to glue it. Okay, it's pretty sturdy. Well, as sturdy as it's going to be for now. It's going to get sturdier.